So what's going on, guys? How are we doing out there? Happy Wednesday, hump day. Welcome to the middle of the week. Just getting started with you guys, and I'm already exhausted. You ever have one of those days? I'm having one of those days. Just lots of stuff, highs and lows all over the place. But doing well. Get to work on more Tribbles. There you go, guys. Spilled the beans yesterday. For those of you that missed it, that's right. I'm actually making a video game based on Tribbles from Star Trek. And just to answer the question before it gets asked, right there at the top there, yes, I have the rights, okay? So, for whoever comes along and just shows up just for the sole purpose of asking, you know, wait, don't you have to get the rights to do that? Yeah. Yep, we're covered. So, how you guys doing out there? What's going on? Kind of a quiet Monday, but hopefully a few people will show up today to say hello. In the meantime, I guess I should get to work. Let's see. Alright, so where do we leave off? You guys saw pretty much where I was at. I've added a few things. I'm going to mute this for the time being. Or maybe I shouldn't, because you can actually hear. So, added the growl. Oh, let me... Hold on. Come on. There he goes. Alright. Let me go full screen here. Alright. So, there you go. So, one thing I did yesterday was I added a new animation. So, when he does that little growl that comes up occasionally, he does a look around to sort of tie into it. There you go. So, kind of a cool thing. I'm debating on whether or not I want to tie it into the idea of when it hears the Tribble do its little purr. Right now, I just kind of like it. It's random between like 7 and 10 seconds in between. Also, one thing you might notice is the fact that he has like those little. Actually, I'm gonna put in God mode here, so I don't have to worry about damage. You see those little circles right here that are now on the Glommer. Those are there. The original character in the animated series actually had these little bases with these spikes, white spikes that stick out of them, right? Which I had originally, but when I had a few people tested it early on, they were afraid to jump on it because they thought the spikes would do damage, which in video game terms, that absolutely makes total sense. So I had to not delete them, I had to sort of like hide them. So the way it works now is when he attacks, they pop out. So if you check this out, so there you go. You see how they kind of extend and then retract, right? So there, yeah, that's a new thing, right? Them popping out and tucking back in. So that way, obviously, when he's attacking, you know, you're taking damage anyways. But then, once he tucks him back in, then he feels like he's vulnerable again. Another thing is, one of the things I talked about I needed to do was to attach sprites to all of my model that I imported. You know, I decided, I was talking to you guys trying to figure out the best way to handle it. And it was just going in and dropping it all in there like I talked about doing. So now you can see he's actually in front, right? With one exception. I'll spill the beans on this, right? So if we look really closely here, you will see that the Tribble is still on top of the stalk here. What I ended up doing is sort of a cheat, because there's still no good way to add animation to 2D sprites in Unity yet. There is the option of Unity's new 2D animation tools, but quite honestly, they're really not ready for prime time yet. It's the stuff that's going on with that. I'd have to separate it into its own, which means I'm going to take a hit in terms of another draw call, and it wasn't really worth the effort. So, excuse me, my fallback idea, excuse me, was to look at Anima 2D, which obviously was a nice 2D program that Unity bought and incorporated. So I looked at that, and then I read that it works only one time with the mesh, right, or with a sprite. You cannot recycle a sprite. Obviously, there's 2 stalks, which means that I'd have to either go back and add a whole nother stalk, or just give up on that. So I ended up just doing a cheat in the end. Let me see. Yeah, the player's in the way. So what I ended up doing is I left the stalk, right? So if the player comes and you see the player kind of overlays on top of the stalk, but this is the only time we ever noticed this, right? And then what I did is I created a secondary little stalk piece, right, with a mask, right? And I just parented that to the base so it follows it around. So I have the stalk with a little snippet that's a regular sprite that I'm able to overlay on top of it. So for the most part, you know, the Tribble is always going to get occluded by that, and you're not really going to notice it. And the only time you do notice it is when you're getting attacked. So quite honestly, you shouldn't be noticing it because you should be running away. You know, and of course normally you wouldn't have God mode. So there you go. So it was a trade-off, right? If you look really closely, you can kind of see that. Oh shoot! I just fell right off the side there. Anyway. Yeah. So that's worth it. I mean, yeah. If you look, see if I can pause it here. Yeah. Come out of full screen mode. So yeah, if we see, you can watch the rotation on the base stalk there, right? And it follows the bottom joint, and that's enough. It may separate by just a small little bit, but you'll never notice it. So that was my workaround, and it seems to work pretty well, right? Because if I did not have that, I'll show you. If I did not have that one present, let me just go like that, then you'd see, boom, now the entire stalk looks like it's behind the glamour, just hidden behind it, occluded. So by just taking that little piece and throwing it on top and parenting it to the bottom joint, it's a workaround, but I think it works okay. So, there you go. I think it works. We'll squish them. One of the things I want to do is make my note here too. More squish animals, because right now when you squish a glommer, there's only one animation which treats it like you squished them in the middle. So if you squish them on one of the extreme edges, it kind of looks wrong. So for example, there. So like that, right? I mean, I was like right on the camera right edge of that glommer, but it still kind of splatted out that way. So I want to do 2 animation variations that sort of suggest a squish on one side or the other. So I'll probably work on that today. What else we got? Oh, another thing I want to fix is like this. Let me see if I can give an example of it. Let's see. I'm trying to find. So I do that stretch, right? Right there, right? So, you know, if the Tribble lets go and he does that downward fall, he stretches out. It's a really nice effect. But there'll be times sometimes when he catches geometry, right? And he doesn't need to stretch. So he's bumping on the stuff, but he's still like really elongated, and it just looks weird. So that's something I'm going to check if he's making contact with an edge. I started to add the code to that when it got to be showtime here. But let's see if I can find an example. Yeah, hard to find a specific example here. Squish him. Go away. Alright. No. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of behaving. Okay. But it does happen. So we'll just take my word for it in the meantime. But we're going to fix that. I want to work on a walk. Because right now, the walk I added was literally just like a wobble, right? I took the idle animation and just made a wobble. Because I want to put something in there because I had nothing at the time. And that was always on my CBB could be much better. CBMB. So I'm gonna probably revisit that today and make a much better walk animation. I'm gonna see if I can play with the scalings on the tufts of fur to try and make it look like it's, you know, rotating around, kind of like the way the Glommer does when he walks, you know, and you see the pieces kind of moving back and forth, so it gives it a look like it's actually in 3D. So, for example, yeah. So there's a good example of, you can see the little pieces on them, especially with those little discs that are now up front, that helps kind of convey that rotation and kind of gives it a pseudo 3D look. So I want to try and do the same thing with the Tribble today on his walk animation. And we'll see if I can pull that together. Yeah, that's enough to start with. So let's go ahead and start with the stretching. So let me come into this script. Alright, and I mark this out. This is where I left off. So I'm going to check if he's in a state where he's actually falling or jumping. I want to see that he's not stretching for no reason. So I'm going to check to see if he's made contact in any one of the potential directions. Is colliding below. I wish there was a global one I could just do. It's colliding on any of the four sides, but not an option. Not a big deal. Alright. Colliding above, below, colliding left, or on the right side. Alright, so if it's making contact with any one of those sides, then I want it to stop trying to do the stretch fall, because it's most likely struck an edge and is not free falling. My other choice is to check the Y and, you know, and see if it looks like he's actually still moving down at a decent speed, but I think this might be a bit cleaner. We'll have to see. It helps if I actually put that in parentheses. Alright, so if any one of those is true, then we need to change state. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Do it this way. Yeah, I think I can get away with that. Okay, so we'll say if he bumped any one of those sides, then just for the moment, I'll come back maybe with a better animation, but at least to begin with, I'll go ahead and tell him to go into idle, which it doesn't want to do. ¿Por qué? Random state. Why do you not like that? Oh, because it's capital? Nope, still hates it. Why are you hating it, buddy? Really? Random state. Oh, character script. I grabbed the wrong thing. That was my fault. My copy paste skills are weak. Alright. Now he's happy. There we go. Alright, so now if I strike any one of those edges, hopefully it will come out of that long stretch and go into the proper one there. So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I don't. Yeah. United States. I don't have second. Yeah. Okay. Or not even half second. It's 5/100ths of a second. So it's just a couple frames. All right. that should get us there. Oops, let me throw in God mode. Yeah, but it's still... Yeah. Let me see here. Trying to find a good example. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, so actually that's kind of worse than it's here. Doing like a landing animation. So I may have to do something where I calculate landing based on velocity, which is gonna get hairier than I want it to be, but if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. Alright, so excuse me. Alright, let me just find out if I just caused that to get worse there. Excuse me. Let's see. Here. Yeah, so that's faster. Hmm. Hmm. Trying to figure out where it triggers, where it's more obvious. Alright, well I guess it's not bugging me. Alright, so that was one example. It's only sometimes. Yeah, like right there. That was like a long transition. So maybe if I just take out that going into idle, or just come into it faster. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is if he was in falling. Okay, so let's just try and drop this to make that faster. See if that makes it behave better. Yeah, that's there. There, that long stretch. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So it's kind of peculiar because sometimes I want it to do a slower transition, but it's hard to find the dividing line on when I want it to be a few frames longer. Still doing it there. Okay, so that's... I might be looking in the wrong spot. Like that. That was long. Like that. Right there. Yeah, and I can't always replicate it. That's strange. I'm not sure what triggers it versus sometimes it's the quick return and sometimes it's the drawn out. I'm guessing it's the wall grab. Falling. Drop that to 1/10 of a second. Wall cling. Okay. For falling, try that. That's probably the culprit. So it's bumping against the wall. Wall clean. Yeah, let me try that. No, I'm still getting that long stretch bugging me. Right there. Alright, let me see if I can follow it. On the player itself, let me see if I can check out what states I'm in that's causing that. I can't look at both at the same time. So jump. Let me see if I can bring the inspector down in here. Yeah, I know you're hating life. Deal with it. Alright, mute. There. Alright. So maybe now I can kind of see both. I think it's going from jumping to wall cling. Falling. Alright, let me just drop that to 0.1 and see if that just shuts it down. Put my inspector back where I like it. Oh, that's not right. There we go. Ugh. Alright. Okay. There he goes. Alright, so snaps. That's not that terrible, actually. That's. I think I can live with that. Yeah, I think that's an improvement. Alright, I'll leave that be for the time being. I'll consider that improved and revisit it if I need to. Okay. Alright, so I'll stop messing with that for a moment. And let's come back over to Maya and see about making a better walk for our little Mr. Tribble guy. Okay. So yeah, right now this is what I got, right? It's super simple, just basically rocking back and forth. So we need something a little more robust than this. Alright. And yeah, I already versioned them up to version 2, so I can mess with this one. So let's see, so if he's going like that, so I'm gonna try this, like so. This bad boy will actually, whoops, scale him. Start with the idea of scaling here. And some of these guys, scale them larger to imply that they're kind of getting closer, and then these will start shrinking to help sell the sliding over. That's the hope, at least. Alright, since he's in the middle, I think he'd be the biggest. Slide this with it. I can't remember which one it was. Alright, we'll say 9 dies. Alright. Yeah, I think that might work. Yeah. This one push a little further. Yeah, you see it already kind of like that. Right, the scaling needs to happen sooner. Yeah. Cool. Boom. Then I have to scale this back the other way. So it goes that far, and then stretch to that point. 23. So we're going to come back the other direction to there. Alright, so I'm going to just delete these for the time being. Come back here. And he's going to shrink, as well as this guy. Alright, I'm just going to do extremes right now. And then come back and add some breakdowns in between after the fact, so yeah. Okay, I think that'll work. 23, 25, okay. Scale that up. It's going to be a bit of a beast. I'm going to cheat him upward like that. Not scale him quite as large as I did. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is all total cheat, of course, but hopefully it'll convey sort of like the rocking back and forth. I'll stick with this guy. I'll focus on him, let him be my guide for the rest of this. So I'm just gonna borrow this keyframe. Yeah. Do the same. Copy and paste. I'll adjust it in a second. Alright, so I need to start him off forth actually matches better. Delete that one. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it looks funky right now, but I think when they're all going in unison in a group, I think it'll sell much better. I hope. I'm going to play with these keyframes a bit, kind of space them out a little more. Yep, alright. I think that'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna break my rule and just kind of like let these guys go in unison, and I'll offset them after I get them moved to the place I want them to be. Like so. Yeah, that's kind of cool. 21. Two. Alright. Here you go. Quick bombing run for you guys. Wake you up. Alright. 41, 49. Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah, 49 and then back to 60. Compress here, and then expand here. Compress, expand, compress, and then back. Bit much. All right. That one is going too far over. Cool. Okay. Save that. Take a drink break. Drop some bombs. And get back to work. Alright. So I think what I do is first thing is just clear out these. Tie these together. There we go. Alright. Interesting. It's close, but stretching isn't working on this first piece, so we need less of the stretching and more of the moving. Okay. Yeah, just borrow that. Come in. Yeah, I think this would be better. Alright, this one's sticking out a little bit. Whoa. So less of a stretch, more of just a transition there. Yeah. So it's a pain, but I think yeah, so even now, even just like that, you can kind of get a sense of it. It feels like it's kind of rotating around as it's walking, which is what I'm totally after. Not much I could do about the side here, because that's kind of a fixed edge. But hopefully moving the centerpieces will be enough to sell the motion. Alright, so we do the same thing. Up and squish them. Like that. Yep. So it looks like we do the first one extreme, not quite as much as the others. Kind of like that though. Because I think it's just because it's physically rotating backwards, the whole tribble. Okay. And let me check. I don't have anything funky going on here with the motion. Yeah. Clean that up. That's good. Alright, so that left edge right there. Need to let that travel more. Just by doing the scale there. So this one I think needs to move more. Really gotta squish him down, I think. Make that work. Yeah. It's hard to tell because the top ridges, of course, are all stuck, so it's a little off-putting, but let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Right. Need to rotate him. That's gonna break that, of course. So I have a choice of an either or kind of thing here. I can either drag him or rotate him, but I can't do both. Yeah, that's good. Let's see, 3241. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Yeah, cool. I mean, that's as much definition as I can get out of that. I mean, it is just a 2D plane, and it is a big, long, vertical piece. But that's not too bad. Control S that, and let's look at this side. Alright, I'm just gonna gut these keys. Oops, that guy. Okay. Really push this over. There, I think. Okay, good. I think that'll sell it nicely. Yeah. Alright, base piece, I'm going to play with that a little bit as well, I think. Right now it's looking awfully stationary. still seeing this. I don't think that's moving enough. I think I can move more here. Just to help better sell that rotation. Yeah. Well, that's looking a little funky there, isn't it? Yeah. I wish that one was underneath. How about that? There you go. I think that splits the difference. Let's see. Yep, now I think he needs to move more. Yeah, I like that. Alright, I gotta do that for 2 more layers. I mean, it's definitely a time sink, but in the end, I think it'll look good. It'll pay off. Canine alarm system. Start with this guy. Let's see. Let's go that way. You should move over and drop. Yep. Definitely make sure he's offset so it doesn't look like he's just parented. Works. May even like change the frame there. Let me go the other way. Yeah. And a little too separated there, I think. Have to unify the keys a little here. 3241. Yeah. Let me just put it spot on. Oh, I'll do it one off. That was 49. He's 52. Yep. Alright, looks really funky now because the other ones, of course, to the side are completely stationary. Right. So what I think we'll do is expand this big time. And contract this more. Alright. That's good. Yeah. Alright, definitely gotta deal with this guy. Let's see. No. Okay. Let me check. See if the motion is going okay here. Looks a little funky. I guess that's probably. Let me dial that a little bit. Look at that. Alright. Set that one up just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking this. It's definitely a slow going pain, but I think the end results hopefully will make it worth it. So I'm mostly just borrowing the keyframes from the previous extremes, but with just like a slight offset by frame. So hopefully, yeah, that's not too bad. Like that. There you go. Everyone flies. Okay. And the white here, by the way, I think that's just a Maya not doing a very good job of cleaning up the edge there. I don't think we see that in Unity. Okay. Alright, so that one is a little extreme compared to the others. Dial that back a little bit. Alright. So seeing it stationary like this, it kind of looks a little goofy, but I'm hoping that once we see it in motion, it will sell. Otherwise, I've wasted my time. That would be bad. Okay, let's do this top bridge. Let's see, I want to rotate it. Let me just do more. Scale and translate. Yeah. Maybe even have it rotate up a little bit. Just translate further. Scale a little more. Translate. Scale. Translate. There it goes. Alright, I like that better. One. 32. That pop up thing, which I'm not crazy about. Just tuck it back down here. There we go. Okay. I like that. Alright. So he's right in the middle. So it's going to be hard to decide in terms of when I should scale him, but I'm just kind of... Let's see. Actually, I think I want him to be more squished. No. Yeah. More squished here. And expanded here. Yep. I think that's the way to go. 31-ish. $50. Let that match. Yeah, cool. Alright. Control S again. $31. 2. Alright, this line. I gotta figure out who owns that line. Because I think I want... Right now it kind of reads as just kind of stuck there. Is it you? No, it's not you. Crap. It's you. Yep. Ah, crap. Yep. Push it on both sides. Push it out here to separate it. It's just that line right there. It just really reads as stationary. It kind of kills the effect a little bit. Oops. I think my end. Yeah, it doesn't match. Alright. Alright, now the problem is he's squishing against that edge. So I'm going to push him back down. Excuse me. Alright. Come a little bit further. Okay. Let's see what that looks like in context. Fingers crossed that it doesn't suck. I hate to think that I wasted, what, better part of an hour on a piece of crap. That would suck. Alright, let's export selection. Tribble Troubles, assets, this would be animation, and this of course is Tribble, and walking, so we're going to replace that. Oh, yeah, it helps when I actually select something, doesn't it? Yes it does. Let's see. Damn, I haven't actually touched this one in a while. I guess. Oh yeah, I don't even have any joints in this one, do I? So I just need. Let's see. Did I actually export it with that? I can't remember if I exported it with that locator at the top, or if I did it without. Let me check. Let's go objects. Tribble. Oops, wrong one. I think I did it without. Well, if it crashes and burns, I guess I'll know. Alright. Select animator. Make sure I got the right guy selected here. Give it in a prefab. Or do I have it under objects? Tribble. Nope. Animation. Ah, there it is. So, walking's going away. Alright. Drop that in there. Alright. Let's see if this breaks or if it actually works. Yeah, broken. Alright. I'll fix in just a sec. Alright. Quick restroom break. Hang tight, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so let's figure out what I broke. Guess the simplest way is let's look at the animation for him. Let me get down to the proper one. There he is. Alright, so we have idle. Let's see, so we have idle. No, that looks like it's right. What happens if we go to... Oh, I don't even see it attached. That... Okay, wow. Interesting. Alright, did I don't know, did I... Triple controller? Oh, shoot. Wait. Yeah, there's walking. Unless did I put walking on the glommer? Uh-oh. Let's see if I just broke the glommer as well as him. Let's see if he walks back normal. Nope, he walks back normal. Alright. So walking. Walking. Alright. So that seems like it should be legit. Alright. Yeah, it's moving. I mean, it's a garbled mess there, but it's definitely moving around, so that's legit. Unless there's something in the scaling. Revert. 250, that's all good. That looks consistent, yeah. Alright. That's peculiar. Move it one more time, put walking back in there. Unless walking was capitalized? I don't think that's the case. Nope. Walking. Alright. There it goes. Yeah, okay. Not selling like I wanted it to. Almost looks like he's stutter stepping, doesn't it? Alright, maybe if I put more random motion in his, like, walking around, like he's going over the rocks and bumping. But yeah, unfortunately, that's not what I wanted it to turn out like. I mean, for example, this section right in here looks like it's just pinching rather than sliding. Ugh. Let's see. I guess what I could do is add a bit of a shake to him while he's idle. Let's see. I could try that, I guess. Let me just try something. Game object transform. Do shake position. Oh, but that's probably gonna like override the animation, isn't it? Crap. Because I don't think it's additive. I think it's just yeah. I think it's I don't think it's additive. I think it's gonna overwrite the walking. But let me just try it. Let me just put. I'll just put 5 seconds just so I have something there. Yeah, that's good enough. Just an experiment. I think this is gonna. Why do you hate that? Oh. All right. My guess is it's just gonna end up stuck in place. I don't think it's additive, but we'll see. Whoa, yeah. Actually, I don't want that there. I wanted that on walking anyways, didn't I? I don't think it's going to change anything. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Alright, so doing a shake is a non-starter unless I put something underneath player flipper. I guess I could I could toss it in the player flipper because that I just mess with the scales. That would work. Do I not even have that? I might be letting the Corgi plugin handle the flipping. Let's see. Player sprite. Oh, that's what I called it. I guess that was it. Alright. So if I call it Clear sprite. And I don't care that it's like the end, it's like freaking out all over the place. I just want to try and see if I can apply it, and then I'll tweak the settings. Nope, that ain't doing crap. Alright, let me check. Clear sprite. Oh, yeah, no. That's totally wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, that is not what I need. I might as well nuke that because that's not the way I do that anymore. So that's useless. Alright. Red toast, GC collided object. Okay, fine. Let's attach it. What the heck? It's not there. Let's make it there. Serialize field. Game object. Okay. We'll attach it. Where is it? Clear sprite. Really? Yep, okay. And we'll just throw the old. There you go. Okay. So I replicated it, I guess. Oops. Okay, so now we have the proper thing selected, so now we should be able to walk and he's gonna freak out like that. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. At least it's the right thing now. So let's dial that down like crazy. Strength 0.1, vibrato 1, randomness 90. I'll leave that. All right. Yeah. Alright. I never can keep them straight which one does which. Strength 1, vibrato. Let's see. Nope. Definitely the other way around. So let's go pump that back up to 5. That was funny. He started to take off. Oh, weird. Okay, so he's doing like a big shake and then a fade out. So fade out is false. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Randomness. Snapping. Let's leave that at false. And fade out should be false. We don't want it to fade out. Alright. If this works, then I'll just have something that keeps looping if it's still actually walking. Oh, that's terrible. God, we're going the wrong direction. It's going from bad to worse there. 0.2. Ugh, jeez. Alright, I gotta stop messing. I gotta leave that alone. Alright. Oh, 5:30. Okay. Getting a little warmer here. Yeah, there he goes. That's what I want. There it is. All right. Cool. All right, and let's add a little do shake rotation. Let's see, transform, do shake. Okay. This one I might have to apply because I flip it, and that's the scale. So I might have to do this one to the base object. And I have no idea of the numbers here, so I'm going to guess again. 5. And just follow suit what it's got. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I gotta not have it fade out. 1090. Fade out false. Okay. Oh, sweet. My Comic-Con press list just showed up. Start working on being a PR guy. Oh, crew. Whoa, crap. I'm rotating the wrong thing. Doing the scale on the wrong thing, aren't I? Wait, should that be, how do I, wait, shake set transforms local scale. How do I just do one, wow. Can I not do one axis? That kind of sucks, doesn't it? Oh, scale, what am I doing? I want rotation. And that should be... Whoa. Why is that a float? Why isn't that the... Okay, so you can't do individual axes. You just do the whole stupid thing, don't you? I mean, I guess I could do rotation and then snap it back. This seems kind of stupid. Transform. And then it should be... Yeah, Z. So say 0, 0. Leave that at Z. Kind of sucks. I'd have to zero that out every time, but I guess that's what it wants. Ooh, I'm not seeing much there. Okay. Let's try 220. Let's just go nuts. See what this does. That's not good. Shake rotation, so why is it spazzing? Huh. Sure looks like it's playing with the scale there, doesn't it? Okay, that's cool. Alright, I guess what I could do is just have an empty game object, right? And let that absorb the shake rotation and just apply the Z to it. Yeah, I don't like that either. Wow. Okay, I think what's happening, let's see. Let's come out of the side here. My guess is it's probably going to be going like that. Right. No, of course now it's behaving. That's weird. So why does it freak out the first time, but then behave after that? Huh. I'm not happy right now. I'm not messing with his rotation at any point. Am I? No. No. So... that's really weird. Let's see. To rotate. Vector 3. Okay, so I could do it that way and just have like a random number. Yeah. None of these are really options I like. I mean, I guess I could just put the rotation... See, I have that nice little vibration. I guess I could put the rotation just... Oh. Okay. Needs to be in the walking, not the... Oh, because it didn't finish. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I could just put the animation back in the walking. The back and forth rotation. I think that's going to be the smartest move. You know, just let the jitter happen here. I just got to make sure the jitter gets turned off when it's not actually walking. Okay, so let's call it a name. Set ID. Has to be int. I thought I had it. No, I thought it was a name. come on. How did I forget this? Set ID. Filter. No. Filtering via int is 4 times faster than via object, 2 times faster than via string. Okay. Then fine. I'll just give it a 0. What the heck? Okay, so for change our animation states, I'm going to say if our current anim state equals walking and the new animation state does not equal walking, then kill that. Kill 0. You okay with that? Yeah, good. Alright, so that should kill the shaking. Let me double check that. Yep. Cool. So it's only happening on the walking. That's good. And if I add some animation with him going back and forth, I think we'll be close to being there. Cool. Alright, I think how we'll do this is do shake. Hey, look at that. Rocco Best. Did a follow. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, man? It's been a quiet day today. I got a couple of lurkers. I'm here to learn. I came in the wrong place. I mean, no. Welcome, man. So tell me about you playing with Unity or Unreal, or thinking about, or what you got? Tell me what you're where you're at, and I'll give you info on what I'm doing here. Say do shake. Let's go void. Alright, so that should make that one happy now. Do shake position. We'll say it's for 10 seconds. That's good. Alright. Well, while I'm waiting on you, I'll give you a quick rundown. So this is actually, what I'm working on is a game called Tribble Troubles, based on Tribbles from Star Trek. Yes, I do have rights. I am authorized to make this game. And this is actually going to be my 7th game. And I'll give you a quick rundown here. Yeah, 3 years in the making. It took me 3 years to actually get the rights. So, and the guys I'm working with have basically told me that they want it to be kind of low-key, kind of mobile game oriented, kind of, it's nothing too grandiose. My original idea for the game was a lot more robust than this, but so what we're dealing with now is, so the Tribble basically got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and as punishment, he gets banished to the core of a planet whose core is obviously molten lava and expanding quickly. So as your poor little Tribble, you gotta try and get yourself out of this predicament. So you're obviously trying to go upward. The green is quadritriticale, which is what the wheat stuff that Tribbles love to eat, as we know from the show. And this is called a glommer. So for the big time Star Trek fans, they'll know that a glommer is actually introduced in the animated version of Star Trek called More Tribbles, More Troubles. And the glommers were created by Klingons to do one thing, and that's to eat Tribbles. So you can see chases me. Like that. Right? That's such a cool project. Thanks. Thanks. And then, of course, if you get you, start doing damage. Like that. But you can... Oops, let me do it. Walk back, and you can squish them like that. Dead Glommer. So, ultimately, there'll be 4 different areas, terrains, you're gonna progress through. You start off on the core of the planet, and you'll work your way upward into a canyon, and then into a jungle, and then ultimately back on the ship that banished you. So you have 4 different environments to work through. But oops, these glommers. Oh, I'm just plain terrible here. There you go. These glommers just kind of mess up your day to begin with. Like that. There you go. Oops. The game looks nice and fast-paced, too. Thanks. Yeah, well, that's what I'm shooting for. So, the way I was describing it is sort of like a light version of like a Super Meat Boy or a Spelunky. A little more casual than those. Those are pretty hardcore. Mine's going to be a little less punishing, but ultimately, I think what I'll try and do is have like 3 different play modes. You know, much more casual, regular gamer, and then, you know, the hardcore gamer, if they want to go that route. So... yeah, and so what you're seeing here is about 2 months worth of development so far. And there you go. And then they have like these little hidden sections. Of course, I'm going to have it like break apart in some kind of cool dramatic fashion. Don't have that yet, but that'll be coming. So, yeah, that's the gist of it. So, yep. Like I said, about 2 months in right now. Still got a ways to go. But I'm setting up a demo that I'll be have running at Comic-Con in San Diego. And what is that? Just less than 4 weeks now. Less than a month. I think, what, the 15th? I think? 16th? Oh, I better look at those numbers. But, yeah, so I'll be heading off to... I can't talk. Heading off to San Diego. I'm currently in Las Vegas, so it's about 5-6 hour drive, depending on LA traffic, of course. But, yep, I'll be going there, setting up shop. I have a table. For anyone that actually goes to San Diego Comic-Con, please visit me. I am in the same place I've been for 6 years now, which is aisle 700 at the very end at booth E6. So if you basically walk to the back wall and walk to aisle 700, you will find me. And it's easy to spot me because I have like these arcade cabinets set up. So it's pretty easy to tell. Where everyone around me is selling art and stuff, and I'm just there pimping my video games. So some of the people like me, some of them don't like me there, but tough, I'm there. So yeah, I'm not actually even selling anything. I'm just pretty much promoting the games and working on new games that I demo. But there you go. So that's it. That's where I'm at this point. Yeah, if you got any questions or anything, happy to answer if I know the answer. I wish I could get there. Yeah, you know, it's the old saying, I married into it. I literally married into it. My wife has been doing it for like 20 years. So I was able to share her table. So, I mean, I did. I literally married into Comic-Con, which is, you know, fortunate for me, I guess. But, yeah, it's draining, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I think it's like upwards of 145,000 attendees. Not all of which, of course, go by my booth, but the ones that do usually come by and check out the game. So it's a great way to get exposure, but a better way to actually test out new games and stuff like that. But it's craziness. I actually don't even really wander around. I mean, I'm so busy working at my table that I never really get to explore. But it's total madhouse there. All right, so tell you what, I'm gonna come back to Maya and tweak my animation here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do this guy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to version him up, I think. And I just want to add a little back and forth rocking motion, which I think I have already, but I don't think it's really reading well. Yeah, that's that. Yep. So let me push this a bit bigger. Like so. Let's see what that looks like. Alright. I want to try and keep it, let's see, somewhat consistent. Alright, how's that look? It looks like there's a pop at the end there. Oops. Clean this one up a little bit. Like so. Drag him down a little bit. Alright. What I may do is actually just clone the frames of the fur tufts, move them back and forth, and actually double the number of frames here so I can add more back and forth so it doesn't look so repetitive. But I'll kick this out just to take a look, but I don't think I'm going to be happy with this. Alright, let's jump back into Unity. Go into my animations under Tribble. Alright, and then walking has to go away. Kick that out. Rename it walking. Make it loopable. Alright. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I went into the tutorial section. Whoops. Let me stay out of there. Yeah, that's bad. That's worse than bad. That's terrible. Oh, I'm hating that. Okay, that's just... Oh, that's terrible. That looks like garbage. Okay. Here's what we do. Let's see, do I have any other motion here I need to worry about? No. Alright, so let me just take everybody except for Z. Get rid of all those. Good. Now Z is all we have. Snap. Okay. Copy that. Paste and see how close this gets us. Yeah. Get the feeling I'm not gonna like this much either, but alright. Probably gonna rethink this whole approach here in a second. Alright. There it goes. Alright. This can be extreme. Oh, do I have them overlapping? I think I do. Nope. Okay, they're clean. Good. So what? This section at the beginning I think is a little overly spaced out. So, fix that. Like so. Whoa. Well, that's something. Not pretty. Alright, let's make this better. That, okay. Alright. Almost looks like I had a translation going on there, but I don't. That's strange. It's just that rotation. It's making it look like it's actually kind of going back and forth, so just play with it a little bit here. Try and keep it more more centralized. Hey, Digital Geek. How'd E3 go? It went pretty well. I talked to a couple of publishers and showed them the game, and talking to one of them who's asking for more info, which I'm trying to get together. So I've not actually done a follow-up for him yet, but it was good. I mean, it was fun to walk around. Unfortunately, even when I got there, even though it was only supposed to be, you know, press and industry, it was still insanely crowded, man. I tried to get into Cyberpunk, and that line was just stupid long, man. It was like literally like 3 hours, and they'd already capped it. So I just like, okay, that's not happening. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Hot, really. I mean, which is ironic because I'm coming from Las Vegas, right, where it's like 100, and, you know, 103, but it was like 97 with like, you know, 20% humidity, which just to me that part sucks. But I want to go next year, I think. It's a lot of fun. My advice is if you can get an industry, saw some streamers live streaming. You can get tickets for 1K. You can, but if you're a streamer or if you're industry, then you can get for $1,000 less than that. So if you can prove that you're a you know, an influencer, which I don't even know what that even means these days, but if you can prove that, or if you can prove you're actually industry, then yeah, you can go, yeah. Yeah, then it becomes a lot more affordable. Quite honestly, that's the only reason I went. I mean, I don't think I would have gone if I had to pay $1,000, but yeah, my advice though is if you have something in particular you want to see, go there right away and sign up, you know, because I was there I went Tuesday, and I was there from 11 till 2, and the last thing I did was Psychonauts 2. They had a demo display, which I went and just loved, man. That was great. But then, like, as soon as I came out, right, the whole place just exploded because the doors opened up and everyone else was allowed to come in, and it went from a lot of people to a sea of people, and I was just like, oh man, this is too much for me. I'm too old to tolerate this kind of stuff. So in that point, it was just like total insanity. But it was fun. I mean, I'd probably go again next year, especially if I got something to go. My hope is next year is going to be radically different because I'm wheeling and dealing with some other stuff. So I will probably have a lot more stuff to show and tell to potential publishers. So yeah, I'll probably be back there, but more on the meeting side. That's more hanging out in the hotel and doing meet and greets over there. But it's fun, just totally crazy. Yeah, it looks packed. That's my reserve, but I saw some super cool tech and stuff that I wouldn't know about. Yeah, I could show you. I kind of showed it yesterday, but there weren't, honestly, there was only a couple of people hanging out yesterday, and I think most of them were lurkers. So if you want to see, I can show you the pictures. Do you want to see the photos I took? If so, I'll fire them up again. Let me know. Yeah, man. Okay. There you go. So, yep. Of course, Nintendo booth. Yeah, hey, Nintendo was there. Hey, what a shocker, right? So, and you see the mass of people here, right? You see all the people hanging out here. This is, like I said, this is still just press and industry at this point, right? And you see this is already like filled up, and this is before they open up the doors to everyone else, right? So that gives you a sense. Yeah, and you look here and you kind of go, oh, that's not that bad. No, but the lines are out here, right? So trust me, it was still bad. They had this is pretty slick. They had Luigi's Mansion set up, but yeah, once again, here's the line, right? It goes out there and then wraps around. So the only one that I almost did, but I had to be somewhere else, and I'm kind of regretting that I didn't do it. The one that I thought I had like a chance at was like the Vader VR one. I really would have liked to have done that because I'm a big Star Wars fanatic, as well as Star Trek, of course. I'm working on Tribbles, so I love Star Trek as well. But I didn't do it, and I kind of regret not saying it. Like, this is weird. Check this out. That would have been super cool. Yeah, well, I'll buy it when it comes out. I got my little Vive VR headset. But, so yeah, Geico. Look at this, man. Like, people walking up kind of going, wait, Geico is in, like, the insurance people? And they're going, yeah. It's like, why are you here? Yeah, I know. That was, I just standing there, just in the process of taking the picture, right? I saw at least 3 people walk up and kind of go, wait, are you like the Gecko, like, insurance guys? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and this is the guys they partnered up with, Rocket Arena. So it's just a kind of like an Overwatch kind of shoot 'em up kind of thing. There's the Cyberpunk. This is as close as I got. I was waiting in line, right? And the cool thing is the line was moving, right? So I was kind of excited. And then I got up to this guy who's standing there, and he looks at me and goes, "Can I help you?" And I went, "Oh, I'm waiting in line." He goes, "Oh, no. I'm here to tell you that the line is capped. So, no." So I literally waited in line to get told that I was not in line, right? That was like, okay, thanks. You know, and then come to find out that even at that point, the line was already like, yeah, like hours long, you know, and that's if you already got there in time. But check out the cosplay, man. Here's some Cyberpunk cosplay that's just like nasty. So obviously the girl here in the middle is just someone taking a nice photo, but I mean, look at those costumes, man. That's pretty. So, yep. Looking forward to that one. Yeah, those are sick. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like, dude, what are you doing with this costume afterwards? You know, do you have to give it back to him? Yeah. You want to sell it? Here's Indiecade. This is pretty cool. They actually had a bunch of booths set up for all these indie people that have games that got accepted, unlike me. So, but there's some really cool demos. I played a few of those and met some nice people there. And it's cool to actually set up an area for the Indiecade people to demo their games. There you go. There's some Borderlands stuff for you. It's cool that they're highlighting indie. Yeah, I agree. It was kind of bad that it was like in the back corner or the front corner, you know. So I'm not sure how much foot traffic they got, but it is cool that they did let them set up there. That is cool. Some really nice, pretty. Well, of course. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you dance with who brung you, right? Yeah. There you go. There's the Bethesda booth. I took a nice little panoramic shot of that one. You got some Rage action there. And there you go. There's me posing with the old Commander Keen. I played Commander Keen like crazy when it came out the first go-around a million years ago. I love that one, man. I had the shareware version of that. Played the crap out of it. Didn't have the money to actually get the full game back in the day, but yeah. I'll be down for when that one comes out for sure. Mobile game too. It looks beautiful. It looks really pretty. So they had the Wolfenstein VR, right? Check that out. So that one actually had a line. So I walked up the line and walked up to the counter, and she said, "Can I help you?" And it's like, "Yeah. I mean, is there a waiting list?" And she goes, "Oh, we're already full for today." Of course. She goes, "Unless you want to wait, you know, you could do like a standby." And I went, "Standby? Oh, okay. Well, when's the next one?" She goes, "Well, the next one's at noon." I look at my watch, and it's 5 minutes to noon. And I'm kind of going, I'll wait. Okay, 5 minutes. Yeah. So, 5 minutes comes and goes. Noontime, right? And I'm looking at the lady. It's kind of like, "I'm here. Strap on the headset. Let's go." She goes, "Let's just give it another 5 minutes." It's kind of like, ugh. Okay. 12:05. I'm here, right? And she looks at me. She goes, "Okay." She walks up to me and she goes, "Okay, well, let's have you come over here." And then 2 guys walk up out of nowhere and they go, "Yeah, we're here for our 12 o'clock. And I'm going, yeah. Dude, if you'd been like 2 minutes later, man. 2 minutes later, I would have had the demo. So, and unfortunately, that was pretty much it. And to be honest, so I was planning on trying to come back the next day, but I ended up like dealing with all of the stuff I needed to see, and I had all the meetings that I needed to have that I had scheduled. So coming back the next day was less of an interest to me because, number one, it opened at 9 a.m. and I was staying way up in the valley, which I don't know if you know much about California, but being in the valley, when you have to get downtown, it's like you might as well just go ahead and like, you know, walk, because it'd be just as fast as driving. So, and I had a meeting that I had to go to on Wednesday for the Tribble stuff, right? Setting up the account stuff for that. So I realized by the time I get back downtown for Wednesday, yeah, you gotta leave at 6:30. No, yeah, before that. But yeah, so by the time I would have gotten down there, they would have already opened up the doors for everyone anyways. So I would have been like completely SOL. I would, you know, it would have been anything I would have wanted to have gone to see would already been booked up anyways. So I just, it was not worth it, unfortunately. So I ended up just packing up and coming back home to Vegas on Wednesday. But and there's Psychonauts, right? That was sweet. That one I was very fortunate to get in there. That's the only thing I did was I bought myself a Psychonauts t-shirt, Psychonauts 2 t-shirt. You must have been in the Valley. Yeah, I was Sunland, which is actually northwest of Burbank. So yeah, at that point it's almost faster to go north and just wrap around the earth, right? But yeah, yeah. There you go. Destroy all humans. That had a nice little display set up. I don't know if you guys heard of this one. This is a new game called Fortnite. Yeah, I think it's a new one. They're just kind of throwing together. They had a massive display, man. They actually had like these competitions too, where they're letting people come up and like one of those game shows where you had to like stand on these little like plungers, right? And then they had like one of those bars that swung around and you had to like duck or jump over it. And they were just taking people and just smacking the crap out of them. That was pretty entertaining. Better them than me. What's that all about? Yeah. But it was great. They were giving out free popcorn and licorice. I still have the box from the licorice one, Noms. So I have some Noms licorice. Not the candy itself. That I got eaten. But yeah, so I had free popcorn and free licorice. So that was worth walking back a couple of times just to snack on because it was a lot cheaper than the food that they're selling there. Oh, man. Battle Bus. Check it out, man. I took a couple of pictures at the back side, and there's the front side of the Battle Bus. That was pretty cool. So, there you go. A little Fortnite action. The Avengers, they actually had these suits, which I don't know if they were just made for this or if they were supposed to be the actual ones worn in the movie. I wasn't clear about that. They honestly didn't look that great up close, so the gameplay was I heard the same thing too. Yeah, at least from, and even the gameplay trailer was not exactly lighting up the switchboard, so to speak. Yeah, the Iron Man one looked really not good up close, to be honest. It looked pretty chintzy. But I guess he's all CG, so there you go. Black Widow, Thor, right? Who just doesn't look right with no hair, right? That just, I showed it to my wife and she goes, "Who's that?" It's like, well, there's the helmet, there's the hammer. Oh, okay, that's supposed to be Thor. Got it. This is pretty cool. So there's not one, not two, but 3 booths that were showing off haptic feedback for VR, right? Like we're all trying to get all Ready Player One. So check it out. You can have like the vest and arms and feet and hands, right? So you can like feel it. There you go. Yep. And I was gonna make a joke about porn, but it just pretty much writes itself, so I'll just let it slide. But there you go. It's the future. Yeah, ready to feel the future. Yeah. The Iron Man looked like something I'd try to throw together if I were to cosplay. Yeah. And then here's a second booth, right? And I love this. Their advertising is the world's most powerful and accurate. So theirs is even better, right? And then, not to be outdone, these guys have haptic feedback, but theirs actually works off hot and cold, right? So you get to truly feel it. Oh, you saw that one? Yeah, you did? The Woozer, you saw that one streamed? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing, too, because if you're playing, like, Doom, right? And you're, like, in hell, that seems like get really uncomfortable really fast. Yeah, she said it was like a feeling surround sound. Yeah, that's what I got a sense of, that it was just working off of the audio feed. So they just, it's the subwoofer from hell, I guess. They just put like right there on your chest and you can feel it. So, I mean, it still seems like you're relying on a gimmick unless it's something that's integrated specifically into the game. Like the game sends a specific signal to trigger it. Otherwise, every time a creature growls, right, it seems like your chest would roar the same way that a shot would hit you. So I mean, gimmicky, but I didn't try it out myself, so I can't tell you right or wrong. But there's one VR battle royale game. I saw that smaller booth, but it looked pretty cool. And this is pretty cool, a handheld PC, right? So running off of AMD stuff. The graphics processor looked a little on the chintzy side, but the base model sold for like $700, so, and then went up to like $1,100. So if you want some PC gaming on the go, and if you're willing to dial down the graphic quality, might not be a terrible choice. And this is kind of funny. Check it out. So they're advertising the Sega Genesis Mini with a not-so-mini controller. That's kind of a cute touch, I thought. There you go. And this is a personal thing for me. I love this. Yeah, as I pointed out yesterday, there you go, right over my shoulder here, right? I have two of these little mini arcade cabinets, one for Centipede and one for Tempest. And they've announced a Dragon's Lair version that they're going to be putting up. I think it goes on pre-order at the end of this month with a Dragon's Lair and Asteroids combo together. So yeah, I'm on board with that. That's my childhood, man. Oh yeah. I never really played Dragon's Lair much because I wasn't really good and I didn't have money when I was a little kid, but I would just sit there and watch everyone else play it for hours. There you go. So I think that's pretty much it. Yep. So I think on my Nerd Cave list, I want to get some legit arcade games. I do too, but I mean, I'm actually okay with the arcade 1-up cabinets. I think those are pretty much the best bang for the buck. You know, and have a better longevity. And they just announced, oh, did you see that? They just announced Arcade 1-Up doing a Star Wars one. Let's see. This, dude, this is just an instant sell for me. Just do images. Yeah. And unfortunately, this kills me. I cannot believe that they did this. They unveiled it on Wednesday, and I was there Tuesday. So I think in some of these pictures in the background you can actually see a Karate Champ arcade cabinet, and I was playing that one, and I played Karate Champ like insane amounts when I was younger. So I was like offering my thoughts, kind of going, here's what I like and here's what I don't like. But yeah, I would have loved to have, and they had it physically up in the air, so it's quite possible that you couldn't even demo it. But look at that, man, that's the actual old school controller. Oh man, yeah. They could just kind of go, you know what? We sell these normally for $300 to $400, but this one we're gonna sell for $700, and I'd be going, I gotta find a way. I gotta find a way for this one. Yeah, that's going on the list. Yeah, yeah, you and me both, man. I think they said end of the year, but they get the Star Wars themed riser for it too. Yeah. Oh man, Red 5 standing by. So many quarters I spent on that one, so definitely on board for that one. But there you go. So that was my E3 in a snippet there. That was just a quick rundown of what E3 was like for me. But yeah, it was fun, but definitely crazy. But yeah, if you have the means, I would definitely suggest giving it a try. You know, I don't know if I would recommend paying the grand. I mean, you gotta be a true hardcore fanatic. You know, and it's one of those things too. They're really diligent now too. It's not like you just walk in and you have the badge and you go. I mean, they had a thing where you had to walk up and show your ID and prove you are you, kind of thing. So they are really cracking down, because my goal was to go in, walk the showroom floor for a little while, go out and get some lunch. But after sitting through that line just to get into the building, I'm like, okay, I'm not leaving now. I missed the Unity meetup that was covered. I think I saw the live stream recap somewhere. That was covered. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, pretty much, if you're talking about our Unity meetup, if you're talking about here in Vegas, the one that I co-host, then you pretty much just saw it. Yeah, okay. Yep, I remember. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. But yeah, you just pretty much got it redone. Those images I just showed were actually the ones I did at the Unity meeting, so, yep. Yep, I know who you are. I know who you are. So, yeah, so you got to see it anyways. But yeah, it was a good time, but I mean, just super crazy. But yeah, it was worth the trip. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I can get anywhere with the publishers I was talking to. But we'll have to give that some time. but doesn't stop me from working though. So my goal is to try and get this game actually done and out the door, hopefully by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. That's the target, and might be possible. I'm hoping it's possible. I have an like Scary Wicked artist that's been helping me create all the art, and he just gave me a concept art sketch for the next section. It just looks fantastic, so I'm really excited to get working on that as well. School's been kicking my behind, so meetups have been hard to make. There's a React one tonight. I think I'm passing on. I did order a drawing tablet from Animation Modeling. Oh, sweet. Nice. Okay. You mean like a regular Wacom tablet? Like, I think I have... You mean like that? There you go. Yep. Yep. I like it. My wife actually has a Cintiq, which actually, I don't know if you can see it. It's probably out of frame. No, okay, like right here, just the corner right here. That's actually one of the old school Cintiqs. My wife upgraded, so I got her hand-me-down, right? But I mean, it's like really old school, like VGA, you know. So it's like I have to go from like HDMI, and because of the adapters I have, I'm going for like HDMI to DVI to VGA, VGA connection. It's like, yeah, it's nice when it works, but but for the most part, I just break out the little Wacom tablet and sketch on that when I need to do something. That's just a little bit faster. All right, so did I export this? I was jabbing away. I wasn't even paying attention what I was doing. Let's see, walking. Let's see if this looks any better. Close. Okay. So let's take another stab at this. Dump this back out. Rename it. And drop it in here. Whoops, not yet. Get rid of that one. Drop it in here. Alright. Now we should be good. This is something I have not done at all yet. Glad you're doing some of the animations today. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I did a bunch yesterday. Let's see. There it goes. Oops. Alright, so I need to make it repeat. But, let's see. It's probably a bit much. I think I have to dial it down a little. But that's closer. I think we're much closer there. Okay, so let's come back in here. I'll save that real quick. I'll show you what I was working on yesterday was... yeah, the look around. So I have the sound effect when the glommer, right, just randomly kind of growls at you, and it just looked weird and disconnected because he wasn't moving. So I came up with the idea of having him do like a look around animation. So now when he growls, it plays this little quirky animation where he just kind of like checks out the scenery. Hey, you put them in, yeah. Yep. Here, I'll come back here real quick. I'll leave the audio playing. So, listen here. Wait for it. Come on, buddy. There he goes. So he's doing his little growl. Yep. So the real glommers in the animated series, they actually just have this really high-pitched electronic, like, beeping kind of noise, which is terrible. That's pretty smooth. Thanks. Yep, he walks back. And then if he catches you... There you go. He does damage. You can squish him like that. So, funny story is... so, Tribbles are pretty well known, right? I mean, everyone sees a Tribble, and if they know Star Trek, they kind of go, yeah, that's a Tribble, right? You know, after all, it's been in, 5 different TV series and 4 different Star Trek movies, so it's been around, right? But so you hear the little purr and the damage, right? I didn't have rights to use the original sound effects from the TV show. That's CBS. They own that. I have likeness, so I had to sort of like study up and figure out how they made the sound effects originally and kind of reverse engineer it and make my own. So the purr and the scream, the little screech that you hear, are my replications of them. I was going to say that at least I know of them and I'm not deep into it. That's a good sign. There you go. So if you hear like the scream here, he gets attacked. There you go. That little beep, 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 beep noise, right? So the big secret is the purr is a cooing dove, and the squeal is actually a screech owl. Both of them kind of tweaked and modified. But so that's what I had to go search for the right sound, right? Bought the sound clips and then went into SoundForge and just tweaked them like crazy. So hopefully it's close enough. Hopefully I don't have any big Star Trek obsessive fans that kind of go, yeah, that's not perfect. Hopefully they're pretty forgiving on that. Still, I don't know. I'm still not liking that. Let me come back. Let's save. So let's come back to this guy. I'm going to dial it down a little bit. Come back to my graph editor. I'm going to dial the rotation back. Maybe about that much. Smooth that out. That's good. Okay. Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, here it's very pronounced, but when I'm seeing it there when he's moving, it almost disappears. Yeah. Stretch that out big time. Move him over. Stretch, move him over like that. Just seemed like when I was seeing him in motion, this wasn't looking as pronounced as I wanted it to, so I'm going to just tweak this a little bit. So, I mean, this is all total cheat. I'm trying to make a 2D object look like it's rotating around in 3D a little bit. And, I'm still not sold on it. But I got to decide how much I want to invest in this. Because when it's in motion, it doesn't really read that much anyways. So at a certain point, I may throw in the towel and just leave it be. Or just keep coming back to it obsessively. It's more appealing than just a blob. There you go. Alright. Let's see what this looks like in motion. Selection, walking, close, save. Let's go back to Unity. Alright, kill that, duplicate, rename, and let's drop it in. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Alright, and I'll go ahead and kill the audio for the time being. Alright, so that's better. I think what I'm also playing with is I'm only going left and right, so I may have to do a little up and down too to sell like it's really kind of rocking back and forth, but that's playing better. That's definitely playing better. Alright, and I need to fix my loop here. Do shake. Okay, so we'll say if our anim state is still equal to, where's it walking? Alright, kind of a hack way of doing this, using the do tweens for shaking. And what I'm going to do is just kind of kick it off once and then just tell it to re-kick every time it finishes. This is C#. Yes, this is C#. Unity back in the day gave you the option of also using Unity script, which is like JavaScript. So my first four games were all done in Unity script, which was a lot easier to work with, but they decided they got tired of supporting multiple languages, so they phased out Uniscript, and I reluctantly had to shift over to C#. Wish they still did that, so I don't have to relearn another language for game dev. Yeah. Well, and that was, for me, it was kind of, I learned through osmosis, because what happened was, I mean, I'm a big fan of plugins, right? I mean, I think I've shown before, I actually own a couple hundred plugins from the Unity Asset Store. But I love those sales, man. I love those sales. But the problem was, for me in the early days, is all the plugins, by and large, were all written in C#, right? And then Unity worked in a way where Unity script and C# actually executed on separate passes. So I had to kind of create bridge gaps that would allow the information to go back and forth. I couldn't just reference a script. It got more convoluted than that. I had to sort of like, it could go one direction, but it couldn't go back the other, right? So in that process, I sort of inadvertently learned enough about C# that when the time came and I got the feeling like Unity script was getting phased out, then I made the shift. And so thankfully it's been okay. But yeah, it was definitely, and I use a fraction of what C# has to offer. I know that, but I'm an animator. I'm not a programmer, so I just do what I can and get her done that way. So let's go on complete. So once it completes, I'm going to tell it to come back to itself again. Do shake. Oh, wait. Do I do it this way? Or with parentheses? Like that? Is that correct? No, it doesn't like that. I applied to be a mentor at my boot camp, so I may have some free time to start dabbling more. Oh, that's awesome, man. Sweet. Definitely do it. I mean, my only warning is that it is insanely addictive, man. I really enjoy doing this, especially now that I'm over the learning curve. So I mean, my wife can attest to the fact that there was a few years there in the beginning where I was definitely swearing a lot, but now my headaches tend to be much more brief, you know, before I figure out what I've screwed up. I mean, yesterday was a perfect example where the sound effects were getting completely just like machine language garbage kind of noise. Come to find out that I was actually calling the sound effect on updates, on fixed updates. So it was just endlessly calling the sound effect, not when the new state occurred, but on every pass. And it took me literally, I don't know, you can watch the video from Monday. It's embarrassing at this point, but it was 20. Hey, look at that, another follow from Emin Bashir 25. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, it was embarrassing, right? Because I mean, and it's there, it's in the video. It's one of those things that it took me, I don't know, God, 25 minutes, or I don't even want to know how long it took before it finally clicked, and I went, oh, wait a second, it's not Unity, it's me. That's the way it always is, virtually every time, right? It's not Unity's fault, it's my fault. So yeah, and I just put it in the right place, and you can hear the sound effects work like they should now. All right, so let me expand this a little bit so I can see a little bit more here for you guys. All right, so what I did here is that's code in general. Expect behavior breaks, debug. Yeah. Yep, that's pretty much my life. All right. So when you start doing a walking request, I kick off this do shake and function, and it says, okay, if we are doing the walking, then go ahead and do a do tween, which just adds random shake to him, right? So that way it's nice, because whereas the animation where I have that back and forth rotation, it's going to be always a fixed loop. With this one, the shake is always going to be much more, you know, random. And then it'll play for, what did I say, for 10 seconds, and then it'll loop back on itself. And it gets killed when it stops walking. So hopefully that works correctly. So now I don't have to worry about the shaking stopping. Excuse me. So let's test this here. Oh, maybe not. Did I? Oh, it just didn't register my click. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3. Whoa. Oh, it stopped. 1003, 1000. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, is that because I touched the wall there? No, Weird, it's timing out and it's not looping. Ooh. On complete, do shake. That's interesting. So it's either not looping back on itself like it should, or the kill command is getting called. Let's see, is walking and what do I have here? Does not equal walking. Oh, okay, yeah. So let me check it this way. Yeah, debug, log, let me check. I'm guessing this is the culprit. Let's see. Unity by default uses seconds as units. Yeah, time. You can expand it out, but yeah, if you use time, it's in seconds. That is correct. Alright, so yeah, that's what I want. Turn that off. Let me come back into console. Let me do a bombing run. Haven't bombed you guys in a little while. Let's get you guys airborne. There you go. Oh shoot, let me switch to console. Alright. Things I need to know coming from a millisecond script. Yeah, true. Okay, so let me come back over here. So I don't think it's the kill shake command that's doing it. So if we go here, let's go. Stopped. Yeah, okay, so it is running out. Interesting. So stop doing it. And it's not the kill command that did it. So he's not the culprit. And this is strange because it should be going for 10 seconds. Right? And then once it actually completes... Okay, wait, let's do it this way. Fine. Let's do it this way. Let's do as it. Do shake. Oh, whoa, wrong side. Start coroutine. Alright, there. So let's do it this way. Enumerator there. So we can loop this through, and what I'll do is while let's see. I think I can do it this way. Transform, do shake, correct. Yeah. Do shake, yeah, and that's using the do tween plugin. Yeah, all cap. That is correct. Yeah, like right here. Oh no, you're talking about this? No, that's just my own. This is my own function call, right? So that's not the actual command. That's just a function that I created. So, yeah. So that's legit. But what I'm trying to do is, rather than have it call the function back on itself, yeah, I'll do it this way instead. So what I'm concerned about is the fact that it doesn't look like it's actually going for 10 seconds before it stops, and it should be 10 seconds. That's what I'm kind of concerned about at the moment. Alright, so we kick it off, and then we say yield return new, and then we do wait for seconds. we say 10. There. And that gets set ID, so that can still get killed by the kill command above. But this is going to wait. And then it should repeat. Alright. And they're stopped. What the hell? Okay. Now I'm getting annoyed. Now I'm just gonna like... This really makes me want to just do something different. I mean, that's a legit way to do it, but it still seems like it's not actually looping back on itself like it should. Transform to shake position, unless player sprite transform. I'm not calling. Well, it doesn't even matter if I was calling a transform on it anyways, anywhere, but I'm not, because a do shake would override it. All right. Alright, let's just do it this way. Let's just, okay. 500 seconds. There. There. Let me come back. If I just go extreme, because you can never, like, walk for 500 seconds, right? That's, incomplete do shake. Let me just undo all this crap. Let me just back up all the way back up here. There. Now it's legit. Okay. So if I just crank this up to like 600 seconds, so that means 10 minutes has to go without doing anything else before it would actually stop shaking now. Yeah. Okay, let me try that. Kind of a hammer to kill a butterfly kind of concept, but if it works. And it still stops. 2 1000, 1 1000, 2 1000. It's stopping after 2 seconds. Till you stop, I guess. Yeah, but I have no idea why it's... is it that block or something? No, it's the block. You mean the ground is contacting? Yeah, so, I mean, crap. So, 1000, 2 1000. Yeah, that's strange. 2 1000. It's... Strength, vibrato, false. Alright, I have to think about this. I'm going to do a quick restroom break. Let my brain think for a second. Hang tight, guys. I will be right back, and I will have this figured out. I was wrong. I don't even know enough to help. Just have to watch. No, contribute, man. You can still see something I don't. But, yeah, hang tight, man. I'll be right back. So I'm back. I got half an hour to figure this out. So first thing I need to do is knock it out and see that it's actually, that's the behavior I'm looking at. Oh, there it is. It's not the jitter. The jitter is working fine. I know what it is. I was thinking about it. I told you I had to walk away. That's the trick. So this has actually been working the whole time. He is not the problem. So I can put this back to anything. I'll leave it 100 seconds. What the heck? That's not the problem. Here's the problem. It's walking right here. I didn't loop it. That was it. So it wasn't the jitter. It was the walking animation that I did in Maya. So what it's doing is just playing. That's why it's 2 seconds. Remember, I was counting 2 seconds because it's there. So it's playing that through once and stopping. Stupido. All right. So now he's looped. So now we're all golden. Yep. So now he's just gonna sit there and do the little wobbly thing for all of eternity. Sweet. All right. So you guys can offer your thoughts here on one thing. So right now, my little wiggle that I'm doing with the tufts is just this direction, right? To really sell him kind of stumbling across the ragged terrain, I could also do like the tufts kind of bouncing up and down a little bit, just to kind of give it more of like a 3D rotation. What do you think? Is it worth the effort, or does that look like it's good enough? Because, I mean, if it's me, I'm going to go do it, right? Because, I mean, I like the left and right motion, but it feels too perfect that it's not doing, it looks like what I'd expect, yeah? It just, I mean, it's so perfect that it seems like there should be a little wobble like that, right? And if I just get the tufts up and down a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to obsess if I don't, so hit Control S. Let's come back into Maya. Version this up a little bit. Push him up to number 4. So in case this totally goes sideways, I haven't broken it. Alright. And by the way, I don't know if I pointed this out before. Those of you who've been around for a while know this, but this is kind of funny. Actually, I animated Maya using one of these Logitech game controllers. You're supposed to use it for video games, but oh shoot, sorry, hit the mic there. You're supposed to use it for playing games, but I actually use it for animating in Maya. So I have it all configured, so it just makes it go a lot faster. So yeah, I have like the left hand is on the game controller and the right hand is on the mouse. All right. Oh, hang tight. I gotta do one little errand. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Minor tech thing. Okay. So, yeah, I think I want to try this. I guess I can start with just this way. And then let that go down. And then play with this. See how this looks. Maybe enough. Let's see. If I do all of the tufts up and down, that might help sell the. Let's see, yeah. Might help sell the kind of like rotation of the body as well. I'm after here. Bring that down, like so. It goes back up. And this one, same thing. Yeah, this will be quick, so I'll know quickly if this sucks or not. Make sure it's all keyed. That's good. Down there. All right. Maybe. Let's see. Down. Look. Oops. Come up a little bit. Bring it back down. Up. Missed that one somehow. Okay. They gotta all come down more, I think, to really sell it, unfortunately. So we'll start off higher, bring it down lower, higher, lower. Sound like I'm on the Price is Right. Higher, lower. There. Alright, let's try that. Might be a bit much. Let's see. No, it looks a little rhythmic, doesn't it? Crap. It's not bad, but... Let's see. Oh, wrong way. He's up. He's down. Yeah, maybe. Worst case, I go back to my previous version. Like that. Back up. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Yeah, this might work. I mean, it's a very specific kind of thing that you only see when you're moving them around. So, I mean, stationary kind of looks like garbage. But hopefully when he's bouncing along, it works in context. That's the goal here. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Might work. Come up. Down. Go back up. Down one more time. Like that. Yeah. Boom. Alright, do this one as well, and we'll see what we got. Alright, well, looks like garbage stationary, but let's see what it looks like in context. And this time I'll actually remember to hit the loop. Hit the loop button, so alright. Walking. Alright. Animator. So that. Loop. Please, thank you. Alright. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of selling it. I think that, yeah, with the up and down, I think that sells more of a 3D object. Much more so than it did before. What do you guys think? I mean, that's what my objective here is that I'm trying to make a 2D object kind of sell 3D. I'm probably going to play with the idea of doing displacement maps to also try and sell the 3D a bit more. Looks much better. Cool. Thanks. And then you stop, and it... I need to have it probably snap back. think that's coming in way too fast. Let's see. Alright. Falling jump. Alright, let's do it this way. I'm going to switch this from an if then to a switch. Anim state. Be more efficient, a little faster, and now that I got multiple things I want to check. Oh, let's go. Case. Break. Now it's happy. Alright, so we got that one. Jumping. Like that. Alright. All these different animations when they go from one to the other, I just want to change the transition times on some of them. It's getting really nitpick, but I think it just looks better if you can control. Sometimes you want it to switch to a new animation really quickly, and sometimes you want it to be dragged out. So like the landing. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. That's why I was doing the dip down. Okay. So that's good. Case if we're walking. In that case, we want this to be a little more drawn out. Let me say for at least a 1/10 of a second. Maybe a 20th? A 1/5 of a second? I'll try that. And then finally, otherwise we just have a default for everything else. And for that, we'll leave that at the 0.02. Alright, you happy now? Good. Alright, so I'm going to kill that. The if then goes away, replaced by the switch. So I get all those packed together. Good. Alright, so now I can dial this transition. It was subtle. I don't know if you guys even noticed it, but it's like when I'm walking and I let go, it sort of snaps back. There. See, look at that. That's pretty. Look at that. That's so much better. Yeah. That feels like a settle. Oh yeah, I like that. There we go. Almost like I kind of know what I'm doing. Almost. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Turn off that. I didn't mute the audio. Let's see. Oh, that's another thing it's gonna work on. So his purr. I don't know. Are Tribbles boys or girls? The Tribble purr has a timer that's designed to work like after 5 to 10 seconds, but the timer kicks off from the moment it's switched modes. So by the time it lands again, the timer's done, which means that every time he lands, he purrs. So for example, see, I don't know if you can hear that, but as soon as he touches down, he purrs. You know, it's almost like, oh, ground. So if you here, so wait a couple seconds, give it a little time, and as soon as he touches the ground, yeah. Which is funny because when he does a squish on a glommer, right? He's now purring every time, so it's almost like a victory purr. See, okay, let's fix that. That'd be, let's see, when am I at? 5:42. I think that'd be the last thing I tackle before I sign off from you guys tonight. Starting to get hungry. I gotta go for a run. Oh, let's see. What's the temperature out like? Check outside real quick. Let's see. We are currently at 10. Wait for it. Oh, it's only 103. Yeah, that's jogging weather. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a run here. pretty soon. But let me see if I can fix the timer on this. I think I have it under my fixed update. Yeah, per. Alright. So every time he hits idle, right, which can happen if he's hanging on a wall as well, right? But he only plays it. Let's see. Let's see if next per. Alright, here's how we're gonna do this.
He's almost there. He's almost halfway there. Hold on. Oh, you're kidding me. What? What?
There. Okay.
Oh,
so we'll check, and if the timers run out, then we'll see if he's legitimately on the ground. If he's grounded and the player is active, he's not dead. Because that's funny when you have a a dead Tribble that's flying off the screen and purrs one last time like he's purring as he goes off to his death. So if the Tribble is still alive and if he is actually grounded, then we can play the audio. Otherwise, let's just reset it. Oops. Really? Being a jerk. Yeah, and then I also did this. I do a check because if he's taking damage, I don't want the damage screech to get cut off by a purr. So if there's any audio already playing, then I don't tell him to purr. Alright. And then, so let's do next purr. So yeah, right now the purr is like every 3 to 5 seconds. So when the timer runs out, it checks, and if he's grounded, then it'll let it go. If not, then it'll actually reset. So that should prevent it from purring every time he lands on the ground, hopefully. Because that's a little creepy. That's a little freaky. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Or maybe not. Ah! Nope, that didn't fix it. Jerk. Is equaled. Alright. Play the audio. Otherwise, next per. Alright, let's just do it this way. I'll set the next timer for when it actually goes into idle mode. And states. Oh no. Okay, but that's just it's doing it there too. Huh. Okay, let's see. I can't remember why I did the -1. Maybe that's what's throwing it off. Alright, so every time we go into idle mode, let's see. Okay. Next per. Okay, okay. So let's see. Because the idle state can come when he's still hanging on a wall, I think, which is, let me try this And if not, I'll come at it a different direction. Penny. Stop. Canine alarm system. Nothing better. Well, now he's not purring at all. Okay. Well, that's one way to do it. Let's see. Hit idle state. Next prayer is equal to... Oh, I think I'm updating it every time. That's why I did this method. Alright. -1. So, -1. Let me go back to that approach. Because I think it was coming back through and actually just... Even though it should only hit... Oh no, I'm in fixed update. Oh, I'm in the... Okay, okay. Next per is not equal to -1. Then do that. Alright. Fixed. Update in it. Okay, here, this is where I want it. Alright, so I did have it in the wrong spot. So that should actually fix it right there. Two 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. There it is. 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000. Uh-oh. Alright, so it's doing the per once, but I gotta tell it. Actually, I don't need the -1 anymore because I set that state elsewhere, so... There, 3 to 5, every 3 to 5 seconds. If he does it, then delay it like that. Yeah. Alright, I think that's it right there. I think that's everything we need. Let's see, wait for it. Bingo. If we get in here, nothing. Right? I'm debating whether or not I want him to actually purr while he's like moving around. Maybe if he's hanging on a wall, I might do that. 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Bingo. Nailed it. There it is. That's exactly what we're trying to do. I guess he could purr if he's doing a wall hang. What do you think? Because, I mean, he's not moving around, right? Oh, it froze there for a second. Did you see that? That wasn't me, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and toss it in for the wall hang as well. So we're in here, update anim state. Where's my idle? Oh, is it up top? There it is. walking. I guess I could have him also do it if he's walking, right? Why not? I don't know. That might get obnoxious. We'll see. Wall cling. I definitely want it for wall cling. Let's see. Let's come over here so we have more room to move. Huh. It may not happen just because he doesn't have enough time. Because he runs out of time in transition. So for walking, I gotta lower this to like, I'll try 1.5 to 3. Because he's never walking that long. When he goes in a different state, it resets the per timer anyways. So, wait. Make sure. Okay. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Ah! 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Alright, let me just make sure that I got that right. 0.05 to 0.1. Unless the walking is getting like re-triggered every millisecond or something. Nope. Alright. Alright, so I'll leave that out for right now. But let's figure out if the wall cling, if that's still working. No, not so much. Oh, you know what? I know why. I'm an idiot. That's why. Fixed update, where it actually triggers the per. It's right in here. So yeah, I'm only checking idle. So the per, so we also check if we are walking or wall clinging. Poor code. It's trying to tell me it's not my fault. You're the idiot. Alright, so the wall cling, the walking, we're gonna lift that back up because I'm feeling confident that's gonna be legit now. Alright. I think this is it. Let's see. Here we go. Wait for him, give him a chance while he's idle. Alright. 1,000, 2,000. There it is. There it is. Okay, we're good. Alright, now having done that, that's too often. So, 2 to 5 seconds, which I don't think you could ever walk for 5 seconds without hitting a wall, so that's probably never gonna, but I want the walking to happen much less frequently, because if he's purring too much, it's gonna get way old, way fast. But let's check the wall cling, and if that's good, I think we will mark it done for the day. Check it out. Alright, let him hang. And we got nothing. Crap. Alright, so that's working, but not the wall cling. Wall cling. Okay. Wall cling. Let's see. Alright, leave this out and let's see if it hits wall cling once. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Alright, that should be legit right there. Unless I change the numbers. No. 3 to 5. That's good. Alright, so that's all fine. We need this. Don't need that. That's fine. Crossfade. Oh, it's going into idle? Okay, that's why, because it goes straight into the idle. Okay. So this is kind of meaningless because as soon as it goes in the wall cling, it transitions into idle. And idle is only working if it's grounded. So let's check if it's grounded or if it's doing a wall cling. Then it should be good. Okay, here it is. So if he's grounded, and of course if he's clinging the wall, he's not grounded. So we say if he is grounded, or he is hanging onto the side of a wall, then it's legit, and he should be purring. Yep. Anim state. Oh, not status. Anim state. No, actually I do want status, don't I? Status equals... why not? Player controller status. Should be legit. Yeah. Oh, player status. Oh, okay. No, I do need anim state. Crap. Alright, so this doesn't work because it thinks he's an idle. So I would have to create an animation, which I need to do anyways, of the wall cling versus idle. Because right now, if he's clinging on a wall, I just play the idle animation, which is kind of short-sighted on my part. But alright, so I might have to come at that a different way, which just means I need to make a wall cling animation, and it'll be all good. Alright, so let me add that to my list. Create a wall cling anim like idle anim, and that would fix that problem. So, alright, almost got that perfect. I'm blowing up here. Okay. Alright, at least we got mute my music here, so I can just check it out one more time here. There you go, and if I'm walking around, give myself more room. 1,000, 2,000. I did it just at the last second. I may have to lower that. I might have been too brutal on it. Walking. Yeah. So we'll drop it to 1 to 3. Yeah, okay. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Yeah. So even if you traverse the entire length with this, you normally don't have a chance to do it that long anyways. So 1 to 3 I think is, yeah, that's good. I think we got our winner. Sweet. And we are right there at the 6 o'clock mark. So I'm going to wrap up for today. made some good progress there. That was pretty good. A couple of headaches, but I got them all figured out. Just need to add a wall hang animation so I can make him purr when he's hanging on the wall long enough. And then that's good. Move on to some other stuff. So, alright guys. Thank you so much to the new people that actually did a follow today. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I will be back on Friday, same time, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you want to reach me, by the way, let me do this. I haven't done this in a while. Let me, real quick, my links. Here you go. So the best way to reach me, if you want to say hello to me outside of the Twitch stream, there is the old Discord channel. It's down below, but there's the link if you want to click on that. Please feel free to join my Discord channel. I'm always on there. If I'm not answering, that means I'm asleep. So, yeah, if you want to shout at me there, you can always reach me. Otherwise, please come back on Friday. I'll be here at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, whatever time it is for you guys. Do another 3 hours. But in the meantime, I'll keep plugging away. Got a few fires to put out. Some interesting, fun stuff going on in the background that I can't talk about for a long time, but that'll come up eventually. But anyways, you guys, take care of yourselves. Make games, man. If you want to do it, do it. It's fun. It's addicting. It's a lot of work, as you guys see, especially if you're stupid and you make mistakes like me. But it is a ton of fun. But in the meantime, you guys take care of yourselves. I hope you come back on Friday. All right? Adios.